Hey, welcome back to Income Trading 101. Today is August the 7th, 2023. I'm making this in the evening, so the market has closed. You can see the S&P 500. You can see all the movements today here on the front page. This is the opening page of TradingView, and I just figured we'd start out and find a stock to analyze. So let's go over here. This is the heat map for today. Very interesting. Looking at the S&P 500. Maybe we swing over to the NASDAQ composite. Actually, you know what? What really matters, we'll go NASDAQ 100. Get a sense of how technology companies did today. You can see Cisco, Adobe, Meta. We haven't looked at Google in a while. Let's go ahead and take a look at some Google. Alphabet Inc. For those of you who have never joined us here, I typically follow the same set of indicators to make these videos. I do use some different indicators on my own when I'm making more trades, but that would make these videos extra long and you'd probably click off of it anyway. So we're going to use the handful that I normally make these videos with. Go ahead and smash the like button if you like what I'm doing. Make a comment if there's a company you'd like to see me analyze. And if you would, for everyone, please go ahead and subscribe because, well, it doesn't cost you anything, but it does. It's a good solid. It does me a lot of good. So I appreciate it. And with that all being said, let's get going. So you first want to start off by making sure you have a full understanding of where this stock has been. And, you know, this one little view doesn't do it. We need to see a larger amount of time. So let's just go ahead and squish this up here. You're going to see how far back we can just take it and just get a better sense of where this company has been. You can see we hit a high back here in that would have been in 2022. It's been a while since we've reached those levels. Wow, I always love going back to the pandemic time frame because you just realize that like so much happened after that. We can go all the way back. Actually, if I change this to monthly, we'll get a sense of the entire view of Google. And that just gives you an idea of where we are relative to where it's been, right? It's important to have that perspective so that you never are looking and you're like, oh, we're at the high for this year. And it's like, yeah, but you know, you're trading more than this year. You got to look at where it's been. So here we go. That's about a year's worth of data. Let's go ahead and dive in with some moving averages just to get us going. I use 3 simple moving averages. You guys know it. Many of you continue to watch. Thanks for watching. I'm going to do a short term. It's my 10-day. I place it green. It gives me an idea of a buy signal. I'm going to make a medium term yellow. It's going to be my sell signal. That's the 20-day, which is essentially 1 month worth of pricing. And then I'm going to have for yellow, I'm going to have a 60-day, which is a 3-month on the daily chart, a 3-month average. And that lets me know right off the bat whether we're moving up or not. You can see Google had earnings back here a couple weeks ago, July 25th, and it just popped higher, right? And so on the daily chart, you can see that this is actually, there we go. Tighten it up a little bit. You can see that the green line, the 10-day is above the 20, which is above the 60. That is the definition of a bullish market, higher highs and higher lows. So that's a good thing if you're long the stock. You can see back here it had a period of consolidation because the 20-day went above the 10. And this is all just great. Nothing makes any, like, price in and of itself doesn't matter. Price relative to itself matters all the time. And that's the reason why you use these moving averages. You're looking at price relative to where it's been over the last period, whatever the hours, weeks, or days it's been. You can see at the weekly standpoint, we still are very much bullish in Alphabet. You have the 10 week above the 20 week, above the 60 week. Let's take it to the monthly as well. So on the 1 month time frame, it's actually consolidating because we actually were bearish for this period from, what would that be, November of 2021 all the way to roughly, we'll call it January of 2023. So for quite a while, right, year and a half, a little more than a year and a quarter, actually, year and a couple of months, we saw bullish prices, and now it's been pushing higher. So I expect that monthly to go higher, especially since the weekly crossed over and has been going higher, and obviously daily. Let's go shorter time frame. So at the 4-hour standpoint, you can see it's still bullish. The 10 hour is about 19 cents higher than the 20-hour. Both of those, of course, are higher than the 60. So still slightly bullish there. On the 1-hour time frame, we are consolidated, and I call it consolidated or converging, really, because you have a scenario where the 10 hour is higher than the 20, which is bullish, but both of those are below the 60. So if all three are not in order, then I don't see it as purely bullish. I prefer for them to all three be in order to get into a trade. And then when things cross over and start to consolidate, it's time to pack it up and figure out which way you want to go next. So let's get out of here. Let's go back to the 1 day. We're going to get out of these moving averages and go ahead and look at the MACD, which is my favorite of the oscillators. You can look at the RSI. You can look at anything that gives you a real indication as to whether or not or which way stock and momentum are moving. So let's just do that. Sorry, I keep screwing up the screen. When you have periods of higher, longer periods of up movement, the MACD really becomes much less valuable. You can see this crossover and the oversold just ended up bouncing from there. That wasn't a big move in price at all, from 128 down to 116. It's 12, so this is about 10%. That is relatively big. But that never did, you never saw both the blue and the red, the signal and the MACD line, go below the 0 line. So because of that, this is sort of less valuable. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. We're going to stretch that back out. Actually, you know what? We're going to do this instead, because I want to use a little Fibonacci. We're going to do a Fibonacci retracement. Actually, we're going to take it from this high, this peak down here, all the way to that low, and just swing it over, just so that we fully pull price in, the full price action. You can see that we crossed the 50% retracement, right? That would have been $117.44. We actually crossed the 61.8, pulled back lower, and here we are. We popped above this again. So now, even though stock is sitting at 131.53 is where it closed, it does look like this thing is likely going to retest that 78.6% level, which would be, let's see where that is. That is $136.74. So we could see another $5 move. That's not a whole lot relative to where price is. We might actually see, you can see there is other strength. Let me make a horizontal ray just so you can see this clearly as well. And I love using these because it's so, actually it's a horizontal line. It just makes it all so clear. So at 143.98, that would be testing the last peak. And that's only about $12 away, just shy of a 10% move. We could see a 10% move, and if we get there, I would expect us to retest this high of 151. So I am still bullish Google, Alphabet, and we could see, especially post earnings, they had a nice little jump there. And if this continues, let's get rid of some of these lines. If this all continues, I fully expect us to retest the more recent highs. And it wouldn't be a video that I've done if I didn't at least look at one channel. I have always been a fan of looking at price channels just to get a scope of where things are and where they could be. And I don't have to actually, expand it to get all. I just want to get like most of the prices in there, most of the closes in there, just to give me a sense of where we might be heading. So I think this thing wants to go higher. So I guess at the end of the day, I am bullish Google. And that means I'm an options guy. I will probably be looking at buying credit spreads. Buying debit spreads on call debit spreads, maybe selling some put credit spreads to cover the price or further express my opinion. So that's it. Hope you guys have had a great trading day. Have a phenomenal week. Hey, if there's a company you want me to take a look at, leave it in the comments so I can see it, and I'll cover it in the next coming days. All right. Take care. Happy trading.